Right, welcome guys. Concord director has reportedly stepped down, and Firewalk as a studio is basically just waiting to be completely nuked by Sony. Which makes a lot of sense. Why would Sony keep this studio around? They've made one game. It was Concord. It reportedly cost $400 million. And within 2 weeks of it being out, the entire thing is shut down and it's gone. And it will generate no income at all. It's a complete loss. The studio's a complete loss. Yeah, it's gone. But this is a symptom of the industry at large, just generally speaking. So yeah, it's really interesting, actually, just how quick the gaming industry has fallen prey to DEI and ESG. You know, a lot of these companies will get grants, funding, specific budgets from investors, hedge fund managements, all for DEI, ESG. But a lot of these game companies are now realizing, and hopefully Sony realizes this as well, that the income you get from those companies, those funds, does not outweigh the risk to your overall profit margin. And it's the same with hiring Sweet Baby Inc. as well. So yeah, sources claim Ryan Ellis has now moved to a support role within the studio. The director has now just moved to a support role. It's done. A support role for what? Supporting the shutdown? Because, I mean, that's all that this studio is worth. And, you know, I don't want to champion people losing their jobs, but at the end of the day, this video game apparently had a toxic culture of positivity. No one could criticize anything. So actually, you get what you deserve. So Concord game director Ryan Ellis has reportedly stepped down from his position at Firewalk Studios, according to Kotaku. Now, I hate Kotaku, but they do get some scoops. So sources told the publication that Ellis announced he'd be moving to a support role within the studio after the AA shooter was pulled from sale less than 2 weeks after it had released. This is a complete loss for Sony. I don't think there has been a bigger bomb for Sony than this. If it did cost $400 million, that's it, it's done. Ryan deeply believed in that project. Right, yeah. So, fire him. What are you supporting if that's what you believed in? You're a waste of space. So Ryan deeply believed in that project and bringing players together through the joy in it, said a former developer. Now, I got no issues with people, you know, coming together for joy, but I mean, if you really believe in that project wholeheartedly, that you convince people to sink, well, $200 and then another $200 million respectively into it. Because if the rumours are true, it costs $400 million. And that was the end result. Then it doesn't matter what you believe. Your belief is an abject failure. And it says this: regardless of there being things that could have been done differently, the entire game, throughout development, yeah, the entire game, he's a good human and full of heart. Yeah, he might be. But that doesn't create profit, and it doesn't create stable jobs. A good heart and being a good human doesn't create stable jobs if your belief system is that of a moron. So sources also claim that Firewalk staff are uncertain of the studio's future. Some reportedly believe that it could become a co-development studio on other Sony projects. Right, yeah. So obviously, Sony bought this studio, so rather than just completely bin it, they're like, we'll just absorb you into another studio, actually. Which means the studio's being shut down. It says this: while many have allegedly shared concerns of layoffs and a possible shutdown of the studio, this game's dead. It's a complete loss. It's a $400 million, if the rumours are true, loss. It will make no money. They've had to refund money. It's also not just that. It's the damage to the brand, right? It's the optics of the situation. Like, it's terrible optics. So following Concord's shutdown, Game Industry Biz spoke to experts about the many factors behind the decision and how other live service games can avoid a similar fate. Shall we have a look at what they say? Because these people are idiots. Just generally speaking, their sort of thought pattern behind this will be, well, you know, that's not even here. What have they deleted their... I think they have actually deleted their hyperlink. They have. What did they have there? What? Well, that's bizarre. They've deleted the article that they were referencing themselves. How bizarre. Anyway, if we go to the original Kotaku article, Concord director steps down as studio behind PlayStation flop waits for Sony's decision. It's dead, is what the decision is. It's been 2 weeks since Sony announced it was taking the unprecedented step of unreleasing Concord, and almost as long since the ill-fated sci-fi hero shooter was officially taken offline. So Kotaku now understands that developers at Firewalk Studios have been in limbo about their future as they await Sony's decision about what comes next for Concord and the team. Sony's had really bad PR lately, from Concord, obviously, right the way through to now PlayStation 5 Pro. And the bizarre idea that, you know, you're going to have to basically spend $1,000 to get a console and a CD drive and, you know, be able to play games. It's ridiculous. So according to 3 sources, he's now moved to a support role. Doesn't bode well. Does not bode well. At all. You know, Ellis was the main shot caller on Concord. So just get rid of him. Fire him. Sources told Kotaku that Ellis was too emotional to speak at points during a post-launch studio-wide meeting after it became clear that the game was bombing. Aspects of the game in our initial launch didn't land the way we'd intended. Yeah. I.e., you wanted it to make money and to keep your job. Now it says this, however, it feels like massive layoffs will be the most likely result of Concord's failure, including the possible shutdown of the entire studio, with sources telling Kotaku that it is one of the more expensive studios in the PlayStation portfolio on a per-head basis. Why? They've only made one game. Some developers are updating their resumes and portfolios, and a few have already preemptively exited the studio. Others are waiting to see what a potential severance package will look like before deciding what to do next. Unbelievable. Well, there you go. There's not much else really to say, to be honest. Just that it's a bomb. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. Take care. Bye-bye now.